This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.
In a conversation that we'll be having this morning, it was interesting because between Mule Masao and Hussein Khalid, there are certain things that we've said to the people that you must take action right now, not tomorrow, not in 2026. You must take action now. You must protect the vote because it is that vote that activates these desires that you have. You want better schools, you want better hospitals, you want better roads, you want better leadership and better governance, you want better everything. It is your vote that's going to activate that. And in order to protect the sanctity of that vote, there are certain things that you need to do. You need to oversee these things locally. You need to oversee these things locally. You need to be having those conversations. You need to remember that elections belong to you. They belong to you because it is not people who have money to splash around that are going to dictate. It is you who is looking for leadership, better governance, and all of that, who is going to determine how the outcome. And so it is you. It is also you who need to say, you know what, the rules have been set. Let us make sure that we are operating within the boundaries of those rules. This is not political. This is lawful. For you to say, come on, guys, this constitution, we the people,
it is us.
That thing that, what does it, this is the one. When you're talking about how this thing that the Constitution says in the preamble, and this is exactly what we're talking about. It's right here, it's right now. We're having a conversation with you this morning, and we want to hear, first of all, from you. What do you think about this whole process? Even if you're one of the people who was giving sweets, if you're one of the people who was given the motorcycles, which we don't know where they are. If you're one of the people who was given 5,000, you went to State House, you did whatever, it doesn't matter.
If you're the goon that was hired.
But even if you're that guy that was hired, what do you actually think about this process that we saw that is connected directly to a process we will see in 2027? What do you feel?
Yes.
Do you feel as though the IEBC was fair, free in all that it did? Do you believe, not that they were free, do you believe that the IEBC conducted a free, fair, and credible election? And if so, what are you hoping to see come 2027? Our number this morning for us to have a conversation, all of us now, as we the people, 0732 142 650. That's 0732 142 650 or 0732 142 652. Want to hear from you this morning? Do call us. Let's have a conversation around what it actually means when we're saying, okay, yes, we the people, do you. It is you. It is now. Protect your vote. Talk to us about what you feel about the process.
When you talk about we the people, or you even look at the elections, it is all about the people. It is the people who then come in to vote, to cast their votes, to elect their leaders and make decisions that will take care of them for the next 5 years. So then how then do the people come and own the process? It is all about the people. And in an event where you see the law is being broken, what is your role in ensuring that everything is rectified? When you see that an individual is out here behaving outside the law, what are you doing about it? Are you part of the problem or are you part of the solution? And with IEBC being here and having seen the by-elections and proceeding towards the 2027 elections, how are we going to operate in ensuring that the sanctity of elections is maintained, that we finally as Kenyans get to say this election is that which we have always hoped for, the one that we have always prayed for as prescribed in the Constitution?
And there is really no time like the present. There is really no time like the present because people, we sit in our silos, that folks sit in spaces whereby they say, okay, so but what do we do? That even if we don't vote, somebody is going to, somebody who, the predetermined winner is going to take the position. Or even if we do vote, somebody is going to take that vote. It's beyond the voting. It's being involved in the processes that get to it. It's speaking up. It's engaging your leaders. It is engaging the would-be leaders. It is engaging each other about what you imagine should be a situation whereby the law is followed. What are you going to do to those who abrogate the law over and over and over again? And we sit and we look and we hold out our hands and we take what we get, but we're not involved in how the leadership actually operates. It is you. Do you feel that a free, fair, and credible election was conducted? And how do you feel for 2027, whereby there may be new leadership? we're asking you that question this morning. We're also going to take a look at what's happening on our socials as well. At Spice FM KE on YouTube, Facebook, and on X. We hear from you this morning because if we can't have a conversation, if we can't speak up in terms of what we think, then I'm afraid that there's very little that we'll then be able to do come later. That if you can't even share an opinion, that there will be very little that you'll be able to do, and that you will then be, again, sheep that are corralled into a particular space.
Yeah. You know, we're talking already about a register that has around 22 million Kenyans, right? And we know that around 8 point something of those never turned up to vote in 2022. We're talking about an exercise that is ongoing right now. IEBC is targeting 6.3 million. And that number is expected to even go higher because we have newbies who are getting out of high school who would be registering as voters this year and next year. So when we talk about these elections being about the people, we're talking about 22 close to 30 million Kenyans who would be voters come 2027.
Yeah.
In a country whose population is 55 million, almost half of the population will be on that ballot. If that does not change how you look at elections, if that does not steer conversations around you, then perhaps you need to, in a mkutano, in terms of what is your role in ensuring that the country is steered towards the right direction and that you have a role to play as a citizen.
We're taking your calls this morning, 07321422650. That's 07321422650 or 07321422652. There's an opportunity for you to lend your voice. Let's hear from Kerry this morning in Kileleshwa. Hello, good morning, Kerry.
Hello, good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm happy to hear. I've been following the program since the morning. So I'm very pleased. Thank you for the topic today.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, I think the recent by-elections have proved that as a country, all of us have some stretch of rottenness in us, because we've seen people queue up for things like sukuma wiki, potatoes, and nyanya and kitungu, all those sorts of anything that the people use to treat voters. And sometimes we may want to blame IEBC for everything, but even those incompetent people at IEBC are just a representation of each of us. And one of your colleagues there said, tunafaa kujiita mkutano. We need to call each other to a meeting as Kenyans and ask ourselves, is it really how we should run this country? The former U.S. President Barack Obama, when he visited Kenya at Kasarani, he told us we should always manage this country as if we borrowed it on loan from our children. So if we go to election and start believing that somebody has to treat us for us to vote for him or not to vote, that is our problem. Then we have another problem where somebody thinks that for him to win an election, he has to employ the goons. And the unemployed youth now are getting more jobs if they become goons than if they take time to make their CVs. So the goon industry is growing while because the political class is unable to think and create an environment where the economy can grow and create jobs.
Yeah.
So there's just so much that goes around elections. This idea of investing so much into elections, I think we must at one point think if maybe copying the South African model is the best way to go, where you elect parties and parties just nominate someone for MP or for governor. Instead of, because I'm just asking myself, there's so much. You see, like in Balaba and Bere and Kaspool, the amount of money used for one to become an MP. You wonder, what is it for? Why are you investing so much money in becoming an MP, a position that requires a lot of voluntary work, a position that requires commitment and a lot of selflessness? If indeed it's true that these people have that money to go into this for selflessness, then it's a good thing. But all of me and you know clearly that people are going there for other inducements other than serving the people. So we now have the church has said already. Yes, the church has said already that we lost parliament. The NCCK yesterday in their statement said there's no parliament. The parliament has been gazumped by the executive.
So do you think that a free and fair election was conducted and that we might, I can guess from what you're saying, but that we might be going into 2027 ready?
In fact, we are not even, what happened was not even an election. It's worse than any election that we've ever had. We are back to 1990. I think the last time I saw this kind of election was in Kipipiri during Moi's time, when the Mwangi Gideon was elected, but the opposition had to go through a lot to have him elected. That is the last time I saw that kind of election, where violence and treating of voters was treated so high. In a place like Malaba, mobilizers for the opposition, you see, the teachers who had volunteered to campaign for the opposition candidate, they were literally locked from their homes not to move and mobilize voters to come out. Literally, goons were employed in every door to ensure that no teacher moves out. So there was no, you can't call that an election in the current constitutional dispensation. There's no even talking about an election. And it becomes then a bigger conversation that before we even go to 2027, we need to ask Kenyans to call ourselves to a meeting. We saw long queues of people being treated. And how do you allow yourselves to go through that? If the road begins by whoever removed civic education, because we had very good civic education programs. Some of us went through these civic education programs that were being sponsored by Danida and other USAID and others who used to give us free civic education. And that is why the population that cannot be bribed, the population that does not queue even when we are hungry, we cannot go to a queue to take money from politicians. It's very little. We're very few. We are less than 3%.
I hear you on
but
that.
The rest of the population is easy to manipulate. Because civic education, somebody did away with the civic education and even started a campaign of calling them evil society. The civil society that was doing the civic campaign to help Kenyans understand governance and all that pertains to elections. So the entire infrastructure of elections, beginning with the Kenyan the judicial system, the IEBC, the political players, the entire infrastructure in Kenya, honestly, is rotten.
All right.
Thank you. I don't want to take so much time for the rest of the callers.
Thank you very much for your call this morning, Kerry. Of course, we hear from others this morning, and that's the question that we're asking. We'll take more of your calls coming in on 0732 142 650 or 0732 142 652. Hello, good morning.
My name is Regan, and I'm calling from Kilimani.
Yes, sir. Tell us what your thoughts are around this.
The bus stop with the IEBC.
Okay.
Kwa sababu IEBC ni referee mwenye amedecide red card itapewa player mgani at what time. Because ukiangalia the process, IEBC wanaambiwa this is now the rules the five govern nini election. But wao wanaandarate, wanaona vitu, wanasema tuwapelekee evidence ndio wafanye nini, ndio warudie election ama wapanelize wale watu wa kusimamia uchaguzi wale aspirants wenye wako kwa box. Hiyo ndio shida yenye tuko nayo hapa Kenya.
Regan, what is your position? Regan,
sorry?
What is your position in terms of responsibility ya wananchi kuhakikisha elections are free and fair? Because fine, we'll say IEBC did not conduct free and fair elections. The buck stops with them, right? But what's the responsibility of wananchi as well in making sure that the elections are actually free and fair?
You see, the wananchi sisi tunakulia kwa sababu when we have the material day ya kwenda kuvote, my aim ni kubeba ID, ni kwenda kwa polling station for vote. And at the end of the day, mimi nime exercise my duty ya kupiga kura. But at the end of the tallying zikianza, unasikia, you can even imagine hizi venye tumekuwa tukifanya election. Unaenda pale umepiga kura, umekaa mahali, umejua maybe watu walikuwa pale ni 500. But at the end of the day unapata watu walikuwa pale ni 3000. Na wengine wametoka hapi. Nimekuwa kwa hizi vitu kama agent wa mtu fulani hapa Isili penye nakaa. Tumekuwa tunapata zile box tumehesabu ni 300. But zile zikipigwa zikimalizika unasikia mtu alipata 25000 ameshinda. Zinakonga zimetoka wapi? Hiyo ndio shida tuko nayo Kenya. Au set example waseme rules na tujue watu kama ni wamepiga kura ni 20. Inakupea motisha, unajua tunang'ata tupate mtu wetu na hizi ndio kura kona. Lakini zile zinatoka juu, huwa zinatoka wapi?
Kabisa.
Ukiangalia ukiangalia ligi mostly za wameset, ukipata 3 points ndio zinaziko 3 plus 3 ama draw ama umepigwa loose. At the end of the day unapata 18 points. But kile umepata 18 points, lakini ikifika the time unapewa kikombe unapata wewe sio mshindi. Mshindi ndio ule alitoka draw akapigwa ndio anapata. Hii mchezo ya IEBC. Hizi vitu zote sisi tunafanya vitu zetu at a very genuine position. Na ndio inafanya mtu anashindwa, anasema sasa wananchi tukifika mahali tunaenda kupiga kura ya nini kama already decide nani atakita. Yes. Kama ilikuwa genuine, mimi hata hii mambo ya government kuingizia mambo ya Kasapul, mambo ya Mbere, mimi haikufanya kwa sababu ingekuwa Ruto wants to hii government ajue ni wapi position iko, angeacha ground ikuwe neutral, ndio ajue wapi penye atarekebisha, aite the MPs waambie see ground iko hostile quick, this is the way to go. Lakini ukifunika makosa ndio ile maana shida inatupatanga then.
All right. Well, we hear you on that, Regan. Thank you for your call. Let's hear from some others this morning. But from what you say, we have to be involved in all of this, don't we? Thank you so much. Let's hear from some others this morning. Tell us your name and where you are calling in from. Hello. Good morning, Patrick. Calling in from Nairobi.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm very fine, thank you.
Dennis is also here.
Morning.
Hi, Dennis.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
What are your thoughts around all of this, Patrick?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that people get a leadership that they deserve. And even as we go to the ballot, and let's say for some wild reason, the elections are free and fair. What is the process that we use, or the criteria that we use to choose leaders? Because the parliament that we're talking about were put in place by the people, as mediocre as they may be. So it is us who have to question ourselves. What are we looking for in leaders? Apart from the systems and structures of the electoral process that may be flawed in somewhat way. But we need a paradigm shift in the criteria that we use to choose leaders. Otherwise, we'll just replace one bad leader with another and then spend another 5 years crying about it. But look at the parliament. Let's say some of them might not have gotten there through a very clean process, but the majority of them were actually voted for by the people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying...
So that quality...
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
We need to bounce it back to the people and say, what decisions are you actually making, folks?
Yes. What criteria are we using to choose leaders? Then another thing, to our young people, if you don't register, but you spend your time complaining, nothing's going to change.
Patrick,
nothing's really going to change.
Yeah, Patrick, I hear you speak in terms of, fine, we have all these institutions in terms of that will manage the elections, right? We have politicians who will come to ask us for votes. But then again, if as a people, if Kenyans do not make the right decision to ensure that the people that are in these offices get to serve them, then perhaps we lose even credibility or position to complain because we've made the decisions ourselves.
Exactly. Spot on. Because these leaders come from our society. They don't come from Uganda or Tanzania.
All right. That's true. Yeah. It's from right here. Thank you. Thank you for your call this morning, Patrick. Let's hear from some others this morning as well. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Yes, tell us your name and where you're calling in from, sir.
I'm calling from Nairobi, South Sea, and my name is Wangila.
Okay, Wangila, will you turn down the volume on your radio, please?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yeah. My contribution is this. Yeah, there is a saying that when there is an idiot in power, the electorate is well represented. So the kind of leaders we have reflects who we are in the society. Therefore, let us not lie ourselves here on media that we are better than the leaders we are elected. It is us who are being bribed. So, in fact, I will go ahead and blame the media. The media is not playing its role accordingly. Because if you waste your time by condemning that we are being bribed, we are being doing what, that someone is bribing us. Suppose you take this time and educate us. All of your time and educate us on the merits of being bribed.
Okay.
If someone who wants to bribe us calls for a meeting and we don't attend that meeting wholesomely, the next day he will not call that meeting.
Okay.
You see, so the media, in fact, also the media is biased. We are keenly listening to how you present your facts and how you favor these political sides, and we can clearly take that you are not also even fair. So, like KTN, it is a fact that you mostly lean towards the opposition. The amount of time you allocate.
Who's the opposition?
The opposition.
Who is the opposition?
Yeah?
Who's the opposition?
The opposition. But my opposition.
Who is the opposition?
We only have the opposition is we have the opposition in the government. The government is led by who that the rest of the parties are in the opposition.
No. Who is the opposition that KTN, for example, is leaning towards?
For example, let us look at how you have reported the elections in Malawi, the elections in Bere. Look at your headlines on your newspapers. You have nothing good in this government. But there are things that you don't highlight that are good from this government.
Such as what? Let's go. What's such as what, sir? That we don't highlight.
What?
Give me one example of one thing that is fantastic that we've not highlighted.
Like very fantastic.
Like what?
Like the employment of 76,000 teachers.
We talk about it every day. In fact, if you were listening to the show a day ago, we had teachers here and we spoke about that very clearly. That not even 76,000, 100,000 had been employed. Did we deny
100
that?
by January next year?
Did we deny that? We've not denied it. We've said that. I'm going to take you on this one. We said that very clearly. Give me something else that has happened that we've not highlighted. 2 days ago, if you're listening to the show. 2 days ago, if you're listening to this particular show, not just the newspaper or the TV, 2 days ago mentioned the hiring of teachers and that it was absolutely great that this had happened. Tell me something else that we have not said that's in government that we've not talked about.
Show me.
No. I'm asking you a question because you said we don't. I'm asking you to give me another example of something else that has happened in government that we have not highlighted. We'll ask you one last one, then we'll let you go.
Your headline. I'm saying it. I'm saying it.
I'm asking. Go ahead.
Kindly cite one thing for the last 2 months that you have highlighted on your newspaper positive about this government.
So because I'm sitting behind I'm sitting behind a microphone, and you have said that we don't talk about the things that have been done in government, and I'm asking you to tell me which ones that we have not. You said it, I'm asking you to tell me. But we'll continue with other calls this morning as well, but we definitely do appreciate your call this morning. Let's hear from some other folks this morning. Thank you very much for your thoughts. Good morning. Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling in from.
My name is Alice.
Alice?
Okay, I wanted to contribute on today's conversation.
Okay, there's a little bit of an echo. Maybe you can turn down the volume on your radio.
Okay, I've already turned the volume.
Okay, fantastic. Tell us what your thoughts are around all of this. We're looking into the elections that were just carried out. What is your thought about how they were carried out, and what is your hope looking into 2027? This is our question this morning.
Okay, in my opinion, the elections weren't free and fair. And I would also say that there was a guest that you invited. I don't know if it was 2 days ago or 1 day ago. I really loved what he said, that we should start carrying out our politics by teaching the Kenyans on how to connect where the money is being lost with the developments that aren't taking place, and also the whole corruption that is taking place in the country. And I actually really love that. I have always been of the opinion that in our country we should elect leaders who really deserve that position, who are open to teach Kenyans on what is going on, and Kenyans themselves should also be open to choose leaders who really deserve those positions and are ready to be selfless. They're ready to help the country to reach a greater place.
All right.
Yes, and yes.
Well, I mean, it's great to lend your voice to this. And this is what is important, Alice, even as you go, that it's never against anybody, but that it is about the people. It's for the people to be involved in this conversation, and that you can pick up the phone today and contribute towards this discussion to say that, look, we can do better in the spaces in which we're involved in. Thank you for your call this morning.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's hear from some others this morning as well. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Tell us your name and where you're calling in from, sir, and if I can, off the bat, ask you to turn down the volume on your radio, please. All right. Okay, he seems to have gone. Let's take another call this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. This is the Situation Room. Your name, please, and where you're calling from?
Yeah, this is Mr. Daudi Lubale.
Sorry?
Calling from... This is Mr. Daudi Lubale.
Yes.
I'm calling from Mombasa.
You're calling from Mombasa. All right.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts around this? We're looking at elections, looking into the next spaces. What are your thoughts around all of this?
Yeah, to be honest, our youth are letting us down.
Our youth are letting us down?
1992.
Okay.
Yeah, if you remember 1992, we had the issue called Maziwa and Watoto Nyayo. And those Watoto Nyayo, they came and kicked Nyayo in the year 2002. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. A little bit foggy, but let's try and clear that up a bit.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Those Watoto Nyayo in 2002,
yes,
they came and kicked out... they came in number, actually, and they kicked out Nyayo.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have this generation of the year 2007 post-election violence.
Mm-hmm.
And they come up with only complaining as a Gen Z, but they don't want to take action to secure their country.
Okay.
You see?
Okay.
That's a big problem now. They are not voting. And in the upcoming general election 2027, it will be worse if they will not register as voters and vote to secure this country. Hello? Am I there?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So it will be disaster if they will not register now and come out in number in the year 2007 to vote, because they need to prepare themselves so that they can secure Kenya to their coming future generations.
Okay, so what you're saying...
And they have to come up in number. They have to take their fight.
The youth, the younger people have to come out, register as voters, and then beyond that, vote in the next election. That will be the problem solver.
Because they have this, they have characteristic of complaining, but they don't want to take action.
Okay.
That's a big problem now.
All right. So we say you can't complain and then don't act. Even if you're going to complain, you must then act. I'm hearing what you're saying. All right. Thanks for your call this morning. We're going to take a couple more calls to hear what folks have to say. David from Narumoru is on the line this morning. Hello, David. Good morning.
Good morning, Drew. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you, sir.
I'm okay as well.
You're
now,
well? Good,
I want to contribute to this.
Please go ahead.
I want to contribute to this motion about the elections.
Yeah.
For my own perspective, I feel like we are losing it, because if you look at what happened in Bere and in Kasipula, it is just like the professor said it the other day. Yeah, the people in government or people in power are using poverty as a weapon.
Okay.
And for me, it's worrying, because even if for example today we are called for an election, I'm looking at the opposition that so-called you're calling it opposition. and I'm looking at what is in government, they are the same people. Yeah. Right now, if for example, if we choose now, for example, they're saying people are championing for Kalonzo. Kalonzo has been in this government. He has been in many governments before.
Right.
So how do you expect him? How do you expect him to deal with things like corruption? And he's been part of the chain.
So one would ask the question then, if this is the position where Kenyans find themselves in, what must Kenyans do to change the situation? Because if it is a problem that does exist, a solution has to be found. How should Kenyans turn around and fix the problem then?
I think the first thing we should do is the way we are calling it out. That's important. Then I think the last person to save us is the judiciary.
The last.
The law. The last, because I'm telling you, for example, like the shambolic by-election. Where do we find our justice? It will only be in the courts. Because I'm definitely sure after 2027 there will be so many cases that I think the only person who can help us in this is the judiciary, and actually for people like IEBC. They have a chance to make this right. Okay. Just the only thing they have to do is just to play their part and not be biased. That's it.
Okay.
If the government wins fair and square, we agree. Okay. But if it plays one-sided, then it's going to cause chaos, and all that will land to the courts. And the courts, I don't know if they are also part of the chain. I don't know. But we're heading the wrong direction.
It's a wait-and-see kind of thing. David, thanks for your call this morning. Calling in from Narumoru. Let's hear from some others who are calling in this morning. Hello, good morning.
Yes.
Hello.
Morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm good.
Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I'm Evans from Maradaimar.
Yes, Apatu. Okay, Sawa.
Yes.
What are your thoughts around all of this? We've seen an election come into place. What does it mean going forward? How are people getting involved?
In Kenya, there is no free democracy, actually. Na ukiangalia even the Mbeere North, Marava, the election ilikuwa inapelekwa. Watu walifukuzwa, watu walipigwa, polisi yani hawako kusavu wananchi. Wako tu kusavu politicians only. Na ukiangalia kama hivi ndio kutakuwa 2027, in fact our democracy itakuwa kwa njia panda kabisa. And secondly, mwananchi anafaa kupeanwa nafasi. Politicians kupeleka pesa, kupeana hongo, na IEBC officials hakuna action yoyote walichukua wakati watu walikuwa wanapiga kura. For instance, in Mbeere North, uliangalia wolves wanatembea sako kwa pako na polisi. And yet they are not qualified kupepa hiyo silaha kuwa kama maafisa wa polisi. Na hakuna action yoyote government will take, lakini wale wenye walienda huko kupigania uhuru wao ndio haki yao ipatikane, walikuwa wanapigwa tiagas na wakimbizwa na polisi, haki yao itutendeka.
Okay.
So what we need is transparency. Na IEBC iko inafanya kazi yao ile katiba inasema. Si kufuata wanasiasa kwa sababu wanalipwa pesa zetu kama taxpayers money. Na nasikia vibaya sana nikiona IEBC officials wakiengage politicians wenye wako na pesa ama wenye wako kwa government, and yet we as the people wenye tumewapea kazi hatupati ile service tunataka kutoka kwao. It is totally shameful. Yeah.
It is.
Na si vizuri. So what style up, that is it.
Evans, thank you very much for your call this morning. We're taking more calls, of course, and then hearing from you as we get into it. Our number is 0732 142 650 or 0732 142 652. We'll take a sample of what's happening on our socials as well this morning, and just to hear from folks. Dennis, you want to do that a little bit?
Yeah, so let's go to Alex Vundi, who says, a majority of politicians aren't leaders. It's high time we make right the skewed rewards to politicians and instead value professionalism. We have to devalue political leadership. Dolly Luck says there's nothing to smile about. And the Eric Award act on what exactly? This is the question on how the youth need to register and vote. And ask the question, act on what exactly if the person who counts the votes is more important than the person voting?
Who cast the vote? Such
and
questions.
My prince is saying Judiciary was calling the president a miracle worker. Cannot be trusted as well.
Wow.
And Eric Ward, people are disillusioned. Perhaps we need to change our system.
More calls coming in this morning. Let's hear from you and where you're tuning from. Okay, that dropped off, and I know there's many of those coming in. We'll do that as we can. 0732 142 650, 0732 142 652. We're hearing from you this morning, and we're just bouncing off of the words that if you're not involved in this governance from where you can make a decision, then where do you start? Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. Tell us your name and where you're calling in from.
This is Omar calling from Busia.
Yes, Omar.
Yes, Ndu and Dennis.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
First and foremost, I would like to congratulate you. You are doing a very good job.
Thank you, sir.
Because right from where we are getting it live and clear. We've been educated at least from the previous speakers who are there.
Yeah.
And of course, we know what we are supposed to do. But as a society, we just decided to have bad manners. And of course, that's what is ailing this country. So if we want real change, then we have, first of all, to change our attitude as a nation. Because I've heard someone trying to blame the media, but the media is doing their job. In fact, media in Kenya is robust, educating us, informing us at the right time. But as a society, you just decided to have bad manners. That's why we are not going to get that change as soon as possible. But if you are going to rely on these present politicians that we have right now, then I tell you, it's not going to come very soon, that change that we are yearning for. So it's Kenyans themselves. We have to change and stop having bad manners. Because I don't see why you get bribed and you know very well that this is what's going to judge the type of life that you're going to live for the next 5 years to come.
Yeah.
However, what I'm saying is that let us change as a nation, our attitude, our behaviors, then you're going to get it right. But if you don't do that, let us just forget about it. You continue blaming this group, youth, so the old people, the media, and the what. No. The problem is our behavior, our attitude. We are rotten society. Because from what I can see, our leaders, from the top to the bottom, they know very well that most of the majority of the society are not well informed, and that's why they're taking advantage of that. Because if I may ask you, even right now, with the type of session you're having right now with the whole nation, I'm sure people are getting you. How many people are getting you right now, even as we speak?
Yeah.
And we are discussing very important issues here. But I can tell you, I can assure you, majority of Kenyans, they are not even aware that public officers are not supposed to get involved in politics.
Election,
So what we have to do is, how can we reach these other people who are not getting whatever we are discussing right now? How can we reach them? That's what we are supposed to see a way of how to reach them so that they get information. And I'm sure Kenyans are people who are understanding. They will understand and they know what to do coming the next election. Without that, then I doubt if you're going to make any meaningful change. Thank you.
I mean, Omar, that's amazing that you say that, because the thing is that to continue to look for a solution is very important.
Yes.
That here we are this morning having this discourse that is extremely important, that hinges on what people could cry or laugh about in the future, and how vested are we in trying to make that change. We can do our part, but we can't get tired. Thank you for being part of that conversation. Thank you so much, Omar.
Thank you so much.
We hear from others this morning, from Narumoro to Busia to Mombasa, to here in Nairobi to all parts of the country. This morning, we're asking the question, and folks are coming in and calling in to answer how we can actually get involved. 0732 142 650 0732 142 650.
As well, there's a poll that is on our social media platforms, and the question is, do you think by-elections are conducted in a free and fair manner? So far, yes, 12%, and no, 88%.
Well, let's look into it and keep polling for sure. Let's take some more calls as we come to the top of the hour. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, congratulations.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Sanctity.
Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I'm Julius calling from Transoya.
Transoya, okay.
I admire the topics you always present.
Asante, sir.
And you should not be swayed away by people who try to drag you down. Because a plumber repairs a pipe where it is leaking, not where it is right.
True.
Now, so I would like to blame Kenyans for failing us because they do things without considering the future, that we have a generation to come, even in 500 years time to come. Yet we do things without considering that we have got children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren will come.
True.
Right from the politicians down to the people on the streets. So I believe that Kenyans, to be good, they should elect people who are responsible and who will make sure that in future the generation will be okay. And we should not leave children to have their teeth set on edge because of our present actions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Asante sana, sir. And have a good rest of the day in Transoya today as you get into things. We're taking more of your calls this morning. Talk to us 0732 142 650 or 0732 146 652. All right. Take some more of those calls. Hello. Good morning.
Morning, Paria Sosbui.
Salama kabisa. Good morning.
Mimi naitwa Hamisi.
Yes, Hamisi. Where are you calling from?
Nawapigia kutoka Kisii County.
Okay, sir. Tell us your thoughts about this.
Kama kwanza nawapongeza na ni habari ni wasalimia.
Asante sana.
Asante.
Kulingana na nchi yetu vile inakaa, hii mambo ya uchaguzi uliopita, ndugu zangu. Kenya bado still we have got a long way to go. Ukiona vile hii kampeni ilifanywa, fuata ni watu wanaongwa. Unisi wanasindikishwa na maskari. But what I blame are the current politicians we have. Unajua viongozi tunao saa hizi ni wale products wa Moi. Na ni watu walikuwa wanapenda tu kuwa na kifua katika kutumia matumizi ya nguvu ndio wapate viti. And they have sneaked all the way mpaka wamecolonize watu wetu mpaka wapatie kitu kidogo ndio wapige kura vile inavyostahili, lakini visivyo. So hii nafasi tulimisi kubadilisha hii nchi wakati Chenzi walikuja juu. Na hapo ndio tulikosa nafasi. Sababu kama tunategemea mageuzi kutoka kwa Naruto, akina Karonso, na wengine tu ambao kiongozi yote kwa sasa ambaye alikuliwa wakati wa Moi. In fact there is no change ambayo inasapatikana hii nchi yetu. Sisi wana Kenya tutakaa tu watu wa chini na imagine